Hey YouTube, Kier Twig here, bringing you guys my cubic deck profile for July 2016. A couple of you requested this on my movie pack opening, so I thought I'd bring you guys the deck. It's missing a few cards. I have the spots filled with just some proxy blanks for the time being, and also missing just a couple other cards, but I'll go ahead and show you what I filled in for them and what I'd take out for those cards if I did have them. So let's go ahead and get started. I run 3 Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. Like, the ultra rare is really difficult to read. It cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by revealing 3 other cubic cards in your hand with different names, and it cannot be special summoned by other ways. It's unaffected by other card effects whose attack is lower than 3,000 or less, and when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make another attack, and during each end phase, each player takes 3,000 points of damage. You can only use the effect once per turn. So basically you run 3 of this card. It is a heavy hitter and it does seem pretty difficult to get out, but you run 3 because it's part of the fusion monster which you make, the Dark Cubic Lord, Crimson Nova Trinity, which require 3 to make. So when you get this guy out, it's basically your OTK play. So you got to run 3 of this just so you can, get that move off. And I also run 3 Vigil, the Cubic Seed. I think that's his name. Honestly, the dot is blocking it. Vijam, the Cubic Seed. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and at the end of the damage step, if this card bound an opponent's monster, you can place this card face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell card, and if you do, place 1 cubic counter on your opponent's monster. Monsters with the counter cannot attack and also negate their effect. If this card is treated as a continuous spell card by this effect, during your main phase, you can special summon this card. So it allows you to repeat the effect and take out pretty heavy, strong monsters as your opponent. That's why you run 3. It's pretty vital in the deck. Sadly, I only pulled 1 out of my box. Hopefully I can get some more soon, just for, more consistent play tests instead of having to use proxies. But it's searchable from the other cards as well, making it the main focus of the deck. And I also run 2 Indiora, Doomvolt, the Cubic Emperor. Cannot be normal summoned. It must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 cubic monsters you control to the graveyard. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. If summoned this way, this card gains 2,400 attack. And if this card is special summoned from the hand, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. If this card is in your possession, is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card by battle or a card effect, you could target up to 3 cubic monsters in your graveyard, special summon them. Then you can add 1 cubic card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it's a set. It pretty much sets up plays, this card, with your 3 cards on the field. Fusion summon setup, attack point gain, burn. Just overall, only run 2 of this card though. 3 is just a little more cloggy. Like I said, this is just a fun deck mostly. Not too competitive. Mostly just for the fun plays that you can get off with it, which is the main key of this deck. And I also run 2 Blade Garodia, the Cubic Beast. It cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by sending 2 cubic monsters you control to the graveyard. If special summoned this way, this card gains 2,000 attack. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target up to 3 Yugioh, the Cubic Seed, in your graveyard and send this card to the graveyard. And if you do, special summon them. So, like I said before, the Seed is a main play in a lot of your moves, so this card just helps to set that up, with its effect being able to be destroyed by battle, equipping to opponent's monsters, canceling out their effects. It's really good. And I also run 1 Vulcan Dragny, the Cubic King. Cannot be normal summoned or set, just like all the other, most of the other cubic monsters. It must first be special summoned from your hand by sending 2 cubic monsters you control to the graveyard. If summoned this way, it gains 1,600 attack, so there's pretty much like a reduction with each one as well in power. And at the end of the damage step, if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, at the end of the damage, if you can target up to 3 of the Cubic Seed in your graveyard, and if you do, special summon them. So once again, another special summon play, just 1 of this one though, just for more consistency with the other Blade Garodia that I run. It's more consistent in my opinion, with stronger power as well. And I also run 2 Buster Gundel, the Cubic Behemoth. Just another power play. If it's in possession in your graveyard by your opponent's card or battle, you can target up to 3 cubic monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, then you can add 1 cubic card from your deck. So once again, another setup monster, just like the Cubic Emperor. Once again, just running 2 for a lot of consistencies. Your whole focus is just to get out the seed monster. These cards help set it up. If you have too many of these, you won't be able to get to your seed for their play, so you'll have to rely on just the bundles of cards you have there. And I also run 3 Dark Ganax, the Cubic Beasts. I honestly don't want to run this monster. It's only a fill-in now because I don't have any Elemental Hero Prisma, which is a very better card because it allows you to copy Dark Cubic Lord for your fusion plays, making it easier to summon it out. This is just another card that special summons the seed to the field, pretty similar to all the other cards, but just 2 seeds with this one, which is why I don't really like this one. And he only gains 1,000 attack, so it's kind of underwhelming compared to the other ones. So if you have Prisma, take this one out for 3 of those. And I also run 2 Summoner Monks, plenty of spell cards in the deck to special summon the Cubic Beasts and go off of their effects like that. After you correctly special summon them, of course. And 1 Zephyros, just for the bounce effect. It's like the continuous spell card. Bounce back to your hand, special Zephyros, and go off some Exceed plays there. That's it for the monsters. We'll move on to spells. I run 3 Cubic Karma. When it's activated, you can target 1 Cubic monster you control, except for Yugioh, the Cubic Seed. Send any number of Yugioh, the Cubic Seed, from your hand and or deck to the graveyard. Then that monster gains 800 attack for each, even if this card leaves the field. And during your opponent's turn, if Yugioh, the Cubic Seed, is special summoned by your opponent's turn, by the effect of a Cubic monster, send this card to the graveyard, and if you do half your opponent's life points, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add a Cubic monster from your deck to your hand. So a lot of effects. It basically allows for the halving of your opponent's life points, special summoning as well with the continuous effect, and powering up other Cubic monsters you have whose attacks can reach up to 1,600, 2,400, 2,000, reaching bigger numbers if you need to. And I also run 2 Cubic Waves. You can target a Cubic monster you control and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. The attack of that monster you control becomes double its current attack, and if it does, the attack of that monster your opponent controls becomes half its current attack. So it's more of a push-play card, and you can banish this card and any number of Cubic monsters from your graveyard, then target face-up monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of those banished Cubic monsters and place counters on each of them. And monsters with the effect are just like the seed. They cannot attack, and their effects are negated. And I also run 3 Dark Fusion. I just prefer this card over Polymerization for the fusion of the Trinity Lord, just because it stops it from being affected by monster, spell, and trap effects. And 1 for 1 to help get the seed out. I only have 1 Recurring Nightmare at the moment, but I'll show you what I'd take out for it if I had more. Also, Reasoning. You're on a lot of different level monsters, so very easy to get Reasoning off. And I also run 3 Twin Twister. Probably take out 1 of the Twin Twisters for another Recurring Nightmare. Just found it to be more consistent with the plays. And 2 Unification of the Cubic Lord. This is basically the trap card of the deck that allows for fusion summon. You fusion summon a Cubic fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand and field as fusion materials. If a face-up Cubic monster is destroyed by battle or leaves the field, you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon 1 level 4 lower Cubic monster from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So help get out the special summon monsters, but after you special summon it that way, it still wasn't properly special summoned, so you still can't special it by other methods, so just remember that when you use this card. And also 1 Cubic Mandala, another of the continuous traps, and 2 Cubic Rebirths to finish off the Cubic traps. And I also run 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole to finish off the trap lineup. And as for extra deck, I only have 1 Crimson Nova Trinity at the time. Would most likely run 2 or 3 just to have consistency with your fusion plays, especially with Prisma. And for Exceed monsters, you run a variety. You have a bunch of different level of monsters. So number 53, Heat Lion, Arc, a bunch of variety of monsters. If you have the level for it, run the Exceed monster. Rank 4s, rank 3s, rank 2s, and 1s. Best bets to go for. So that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And Kira, twig out.